Hi guys, and welcome back to my small channel. In this video, I will talk about a success story. A success story that truly impacted the way I think and filled me with motivation, so I hope this video will have the same impact on you. Have you ever heard the name Amancio Ortega? You probably haven't, but have you heard of Zara before? I'm guessing you have. And if you haven't, it doesn't really matter. I'm sure you will get a great message by the end of the video. Our story begins in 1936 in Spain. It wasn't a great time back then because that's when the civil war started in Spain, and a little boy called Amancio Ortega was born on the 28th of March 1936 in a small village with less than 100 citizens called Leon. Amancio didn't have the childhood any kid his age deserved. His family suffered financially a lot and were extremely poor, even though his father worked at the railway and his mother worked as a housemaid, but they were struggling every day to put enough food on the table. But Amancio, at the age of 14, didn't realize his whole perspective on life would change when he saw a painful scene of his mom being disrespected by a local store owner because she was unable to afford essential items and asked credit from local stores. The incident made a strong impact on him to the point that he decided to quit school and start working at the age of 14. Amancio's first job was a shop assistant at a local company called Gala, where he learned how to make clothes by hand. He worked for another 10 years in the clothing business. He did every job you could ever imagine. He was a tailor, a tailor's assistant, and a delivery man, till he decided at the age of 24 that it was time for him to start his own business. He founded his first company in that year. His idea was to make high-quality clothes in an affordable prices so everyone can enjoy designer clothes with a decent price. He didn't wait and started working on the concept right away. He gathered all his savings and bought enough fabric to start his idea. He started with selling bathrobes. Bathrobes he made all by himself from scratch because he couldn't afford getting a sewing machine. He already had connections from his previous jobs and sold his products to the customers he already knew. In a short period of time, he ended up selling all of his stock and gained a big amount of money. An amount of money he never imagined, but he didn't spend it all and invested everything he got to expand his business. He asked single women who are good at sewing to come and work for him. In a small village where a lot of women were unemployed, they took the opportunity and worked with him. The product line included lingerie, baby wear, and night gowns. Ex-employees of the sewing cooperatives ran by Ortega shared with the media how excited the ladies were to get that job with great conditions, and how excited they were to see their boss being very close to the workers. In 1975, Amancio realized it was time for him to have his own brand. At first, he wanted to name the brand Zubra, which was the name of his wife's favorite movie, but then they had to change it to Zara, because there was a bar across the street from their shop called Zubra as well, and to avoid issues and complaints, they changed the name to Zara. The bar Zubra remained local, but Zara expanded to many cities in Spain by the early 1980s. Zara's business model was different and kind of futuristic for its time. When Amancio worked as an employee in the shirt factory, he realized that every time the product moves from a stage to another, the price increases as well. For example, if the shirt cost $10 to design, then it will cost $50 to manufacture. And by the time the shirt finally reaches the store, it will cost at least $100. He realized that in order to achieve as much growth as possible, he needs to do everything all by himself. Zara needs to be the designer, the manufacturer, the distributor, and the seller. That way, no money goes out and the profit always stays in. With this strategy, Zara started making millions in a very short time. In 1989, Zara shop was opened in the USA, and 9 years later it was introduced in London in 1998. Amancio's dreams didn't stop here. One of his goals was to be able to provide affordable clothes to everyone. He knew he couldn't do that with Zara alone, so Amancio, along with his wife Rosalia Mera, formed a retail portfolio development called Inditex, and it included stores like Pull&Bear, Zara, and Bershka. And by the year 2000, the Inditex brands were distributed in over 30 international markets. Amancio and his wife Rosalia were the first ones in history that pushed the idea of fast fashion or instant fashion, where Zara could react incredibly fast to new trends to put new lines on their shelves in just 2 weeks, while it took other retail stores around 6 months to do it. Amancio and Rosalia built an empire in less than 20 years. The Inditex Corporation has become a global fast fashion retailer with more than 100,000 professional employees and more than 6,000 stores and facilities, which are now located in 88 countries around the world. Amancio's net worth reached $77.5 billion in 2020, and he is the 6th most rich person in the world and the richest man in Europe. After all this success, Amancio is still the same man who opened his first business 40 years ago. He remains open to all his employees, and Inditex employees do not have to fix appointments with Ortega beforehand. They can just go up to his office and talk to him. Until this day, he is still deeply involved in the company. He works 6 days a week and rarely takes a vacation. The purpose of making this video was to help you guys feel inspired and motivated in the moments you doubt yourself. I believe that motivation is the fuel that helps us achieve our goals. I hope this story has influenced you the way it influenced me. I hope it gave you a boost of confidence or a positive outlook towards life. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, and if you want to see more of my content, then you should definitely subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.